Hello everyone, I'm Amita.K.Rao, mentor at Skill-Lync, MCA with 13 years in teaching, here with you all today to go ahead and teach you this topic, serialization and deserialization in Java. What is serialization? In the most simplest form or in simple words, if I have to tell, when I talk Java, obviously there are classes and objects. So when I try to store an object in a file, that process is called serialization. Okay, there is this, for example, there is this object, student object, and there is the file abc.txt. I want to store this in this file, then the whole process is called serialization. Why is there a different word? This is not as simple as creating or copying content into a text file. Here, since I'm talking about objects, I am trying to store the state of an object into a file. When I do this, when the state of an object gets stored in a file, then that file, I can transport it across the network from point A to point B. Why do I need a special process for doing this? In large applications, at times, this transfer of data happens from one place on the network to the other, from one server to the other. That's when I require to serialize and, on the other hand, deserialize the objects. Or say, for instance, there is a game. In most of the games, there are lives. People get 4 lives, 5 lives. So imagine the game gets paused halfway through. There is a certain state there which I need to save, because when the participant or whoever is there in that online game comes back and resumes the game, that life, whatever lives he has lost or gained or whatever, has to start from a certain point. That's when I will need this. But why is there a different process? Why is there a different name? Here, what happens is, this student object itself is in Java supported format. It is an object, okay? Whereas this abc.txt, it is, as you can see, it's a text file, and it is in file supported format. Or rather, when I have to move the object on the network, it has to be in network supported format. So the other definition what I could give for serialization is conversion of a an object in Java supported format to an object which goes into a file supported format or a network supported format. That is called serialization. Okay, here if I have to explain through this picture, here I have an object, I convert it to a byte stream, then store it onto a file or store it onto a database. The left half of your screen would easily explain what is serialization, and the right half of the screen converting it back, okay, like breaking down a puzzle and creating it back or converting it back. So here I have the text file, here I have the database, or the data, my object travels across on the network. I will have to reconstruct the object. This is deconstructed here and I reconstructed there. This is called deserialization. The second half of this picture, the right half will tell you what is deserialization, the left half tells you what is serialization. And how do I go ahead and implement this serialization and deserialization in Java? The most important thing what I would require is this interface called serializable. This is a marker interface. Marker interface, as we know, is an empty interface, and there are methods. I will have to write methods within it that can help me with the serialization. And we are dealing with files, so we need the file output stream. And there is an object that has to get transferred onto a file. For that, I need the object output stream. To write something, we talk about output stream both the ways, with the file and the object. And in the object output stream, I have a method called write object. There is object output stream dot write object, and here is the object name. The object that I'm trying to serialize is given here. This is how. So I will sum up again. We need the serializable interface. Since it is interface, I will have to write there implement serializable. Okay, and this S capital, we have the file output stream, the object output stream, and then within the object output stream, I have the write object. Now coming to deserialization, okay, the reverse process of reconstructing the object that has been serialized is called deserialization. Again I will require the serializable interface. Now since I am reading from a file, I am talking about file input. From file input, I will transfer the object to object input stream. From the object input stream, there to read the object, I will use this method called read object. Object input stream dot read object, and here I will write the object name equal to object input stream and read object. This is how I would deserialize something. So there's a small class here, student class. This is what I need to do. Implements serializable. So when I don't write this, then the JVM throws runtime error. It says not serializable object or something like that. So this is the way how it is done. How the code for this is written in Java, I will brief you all on that. First thing, can you note this import statement? All of them, okay? The serializable interface, the file output stream, the file input stream, the object output stream, object input stream are all part of this IO package. So we have to import the java.io.star here, okay? And then this is the student class. The student class has two constructors. This is the 0 constructor. Here is the parameterized constructor and one small method called display to display the data. Here the student class has two variables, instance variables. There is one is RNO stands for roll number and one is NAM that stands for name. RNO is of type int and name is of type string. Now, how do you serialize or deserialize this particular class? Now, here is my class, public class ser. Within that, we have the public static void main, and I'm creating one object of the student class. So, S1 is the object of type student, and here RNO for S1 becomes 10 and name for S1 becomes Anu R. I have a simple system.out here and I'm trying to display the data. Now look at these three statements. First of all, serialization means copying some value to a file. I need a file. So for me here, let's say there is this file called mno.txt. I am opening this file for writing. That's when I would need a output stream, right? The output stream which I am dealing with here is see the statement. The file output stream, FOI is the name I've given, is equal to new file output stream, and I'm giving the name of the file, that is mno.txt. This file output stream I am attaching to the object output stream. I'm attaching this to the object output stream. Why object output stream again? Because I'm writing something through the object output stream into the file output stream, and all I need to do is, here we have the OOS and I'm having OOS dot write object. Please note this, WRITE, O capital, and then S1 is the object that is being returned. This S1 with these values 10 and ANOR. I'm trying to write this state of this object called S1 onto my file. So when I execute this, it's saying serializing and displaying the two values for me. Now if I look at this mno.txt, I have this mno.txt. Can you see this? Student.demo and Java string and all this values are there. It's not in the complete readable form for me. So if I want to read this in a proper way, I will have to do the reverse process of serialization, which is nothing but I will need to deserialize it. Okay, the same process we follow. I have the import statement. I have this class that is implementing the serializable interface. Serializable interface, as I told you, is a marker interface, and the class looks the same, but the process is reversed now. What do I have here? I have the file input stream for reading from the file, the same file I'm handling, mno.txt. Then I have the object input stream, because what is written onto the file has to be converted to an object type. Okay, I have OIS here. I'm attaching this object input stream to the file input stream, and then this method. This is one of the methods in the object input stream, which is the read object, OIS.read object. Whatever is being read has to be converted to this particular object type. Object type is student for me, and then storing into a new object called S2. And then there is a simple system.out.println, and then we have S2.display. I will execute this. Can you see that? Deserializing. So what I did with ser.java was write this S1 with these values onto a file called mno.txt. What am I doing here? With the deser.java, I'm reading the same stuff that I had written previously onto another object called S2 of type student, and I'm printing the details. And here is your mno.txt.